Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, is that this is going to be my last book haul before I move. So I am moving in about 2 weeks, give or take. In 2 weeks I will be in my new place pretty much. Or at least I'll be mostly moved in, which means I'm gonna do a book haul. I'm looking down here because the books are on my floor. To kind of just share the books that I've gotten recently because, well, I want to do this before I move because then I don't need to worry about keeping them off to the side, or trying to at least. And then also I'll be going on a book buying ban once I move out because, well, I'm moving out of my parents' house. I'm moving in with a friend, so budgeting and budget for books is going to be very slim, especially because I have what seems like 100 pre-orders for the next, for the last half of the year, so pretty much I'll only be able to afford those. And if you hear any talking in the background, my mom and my aunt are in the living room, but I just want to film this right now. So if you hear any of that, you won't be able to make out what they're saying. I can't, but we'll see. So the first things I'm going to haul are the most expensive things in this, and that is my set of the Crescent City books that Fairy Loot did. I bought these last year and they arrived in May, I think. It was literally like a week after my last book haul. And so I'm going to briefly show you them. I'm not going to show you everything, but they are just so gorgeous. They have end pages and there's a different one on the back. Again, I'm not showing you everything, but I will show you this. Oh my gosh, it is just so beautiful and I love it. Then there's also the second one. I love that they have these slip cases. It makes it feel more fancy. And then also under the end pages. I'm tired. I just worked an 8-hour shift. So, oh my god, get off. Hey, I'm exhausted. But again, under the dust jacket, the naked hardcover. And then the next book is Cherish by Tracy Wolff, which is the 6th book in the Crave series, which is a YA paranormal. I'm not really going to talk about these books too much, but I've read this since I bought it and I really liked it. And then the next is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, and this is an adult rom-com essentially. I've also read this, and these were both gotten from Indigo and were pre-orders. The next one was also a pre-order from Indigo. Actually, all the books I bought in this book haul, minus the ones from Fairy Loot, are from Indigo, because I'm a whore for Indigo, because free shipping, 10% off. And yeah, and so the next book is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which is the movie tie-in edition. I now own 5 copies of this book. Yeah. It's my favorite book of all time, so of course I pre-ordered this as soon as it was available and it arrived. Yeah. We're not going to talk about it. And also, we're also not going to talk about that all of the books in the rest of this haul were all bought in July. Or arrived in July. We're not going to talk about that, because you're going to see that it's quite a bit. But yeah, the next 4 are by the same author, and so that is This Winter, Nick and Charlie, Solitaire, and I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. These are 4 the books that I needed to get to make progress on my Alice Oseman collection. And so yeah, now I only need to buy this edition of like this kind of cover similarity of Radio Silence, and I own every single one of Alice Oseman's book in at least one edition. And these are all like YA contemporary, and I've read This Winter and Nick and Charlie previously, and I still need to read Solitaire, and I was born for this. But I literally am so happy. I love the way they look together. I love the way they look with my copy of Loveless. So yeah. There is one more book from Fairy Loot, and that is Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. This is the reprint because I did not realize that the copies that they first sent out had some page errors in it. And so they sent out a new set, like a new copy for completely free. So now I own 2 of these. I might get rid of my misprint, give it to maybe one of my friends or something. But, so yeah, I have a second copy of this. The next 2 were bought kind of on a whim. We went to the city nearby me that has an Indigo, and I went in looking for the blue cover of Radio Silence that matches the other books that I just showed you by Alice Oseman, but they didn't have it. So, a logical thing would be to just not buy anything, right? Well, I bought Never Never by Colleen Hoover and Taryn Fisher, which all I know about this is it was originally published as like a serial thing, so there was like 3 novellas, and I believe it's like a mystery thriller thing. I don't really fucking know. Yeah, romantic mystery. And then it recently got bound up and put into this, so I bought it. I debated buying this a couple months ago, so I saw it and I was like, fuck it, we'll buy it. And then the next one is If He'd Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced. And this is a YA contemporary. I've heard it's really sad. My friend Mac read this and decently enjoyed it. And then I've seen good things about it on TikTok, and between the 2 of these I saved 25% because they had a book talk table and these were both on them, and it was basically like, oh, buy 2 book talk books and save 15%. On top of then I had the 10% off for the Plum Plus, so I got these for 25% off. So in my brain it costs like 30 some bucks for those 2. Like, it's not that bad. Before I forget, these ones were part of Indigo's buy 3 get a 4th for free. So these were essentially, I think, $8 bucks, like 8 something a piece. So of course I bought them. That's why I bought them. And then these next 4 were also from that same sale, although this was my first order, but it arrived second, and then that was my second order, but it arrived first. So first we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, adult fantasy with dragons. That's all I know. I've heard such good things about this, so hence why I'm buying it. I'm really hoping to read this in July, if not, probably beginning of August. Next is The New Guy by Serena Bowen, which is the Book Addicts Anonymous book club's book for July, so of course I had to buy it. Plus it's hockey romance and it's queer, so that's pretty much all I know. I'm excited to read this so that we can have the discussion. I'm not sure when that will be. I will link the announcement video to Book Addicts Anonymous, because that's where I talk about this more. And yeah, and also I'm so excited for this. July is the first month for Book Addicts Anonymous, and so I really hope we picked a good book. And then the next is Corrupt by Penelope Douglas, which is the first book in the Devil's Night series, which is one of my favorite series of all time. I love it so much. But these covers of them, the original covers that are self-published by Penelope Douglas, are going out of print. I think this gets reprinted in, I want to say November. And so I'm wanting to get the original covers before they go completely out of print. And so I decided to bite the bullet and buy the first one, mainly because Indigo didn't show the covers, and so I wanted to make sure that it was the good, like these covers. and it is, so I'm gonna be buying the rest of the series. And then the final book in this book haul is Stolen Heir by Sophie Lark, which is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series, which is a kind of like mafia romance series. And I loved the first book, which is Brutal Prince, so I figured I should probably buy this and continue the series at some point. So yeah. So those are the books that I bought recently. It's honestly not a lot. It's 1, 2, 3, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's only 16 books that I've hauled since May. So between May, June, and like half of July, 16 books isn't that bad. Although I probably shouldn't have bought some of these because money. But fuck it, I already bought them. I know that I either love these books or I have feelings that I am gonna enjoy them. But yeah, so that's my book haul. Let me know what is one book that you've hauled in the last couple months, or if you've read any of these. I'd really like to hear that in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel grow, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!